Welcome everyone to Florida Citrus Mutual's annual meeting here at the 2017 Florida Citrus Industries Annual Conference. This is the 12th year at the Coconut Point Hyatt in Bonita Springs. Our conference is not only the premier event for all things Florida citrus, but it's also a great social opportunity to enjoy some old friends from all parts of the state and connect with new colleagues. A picture is worth 1,000 words, so let's review Florida Citrus Mutual's 2016-17 season with some of the photographs we have taken during the past year. And although the pictures tell much about the season's stories, Mutual's president, John Barbin, and I can't miss the opportunity to share with you some of the highlights. Even in these most challenging times, Mutual still had a great year. We as an industry have shrunk a bit. Well, we've shrunk a lot. But to paraphrase the Commissioner of Agriculture, Adam Putnam, we, Mutual, boxes way above its weight class. This compliment speaks to our reputation of being able to get things done like the much larger players. How do we do this? By blocking and tackling. We may not be the biggest or the meanest, but I like to think we mastered the fundamentals. In DC and Tallahassee, blocking involves putting bills together, explaining them to our legislators, and rounding up commitments. Tackling involves finding our champions, knowing how to put these bills before friendly committees, moving at the right time, and calling in chits. We are happy to report that our efforts this year have paid off. In Tallahassee, the industry garnered $23 million in appropriations from the state legislature, including $8 million for research, $7 million for the CHIRP CHIMA program, $4 million to the Department of Citrus, and money for the Florida Citrus New Variety Program. A very difficult appropriation process made this no easy task. Using general revenue to help private industry became a hotly debated topic, and it looked like we might get caught in the middle. To put the $23 million in perspective, each grower would have to pay an additional 28 cents per box to generate that level of funding for our industry programs. Mutual greatly appreciates the efforts of our many state legislators who helped us. To name a few, we'd like to thank Senate President Joe Negron, Senators Jack Latvala, Denise Grimsley, Wilton Simpson, and Rob Bradley. Standouts in the House were Speaker of the House, Richard Corcoran, and our very good friend, State Representative Ben Albritton. We can't forget that state and federal PAC events play a very big role in our ability to achieve our legislative goals. During the 2016-17 season, Mutual helped fundraisers for our citrus champions, Congressman Vern Buchanan, Tom Rooney, Ted Yoho, and Dennis Ross, and for Commissioner of Agriculture candidate Denise Grimsley. Also this year, Mutual provided an election guide to our grower members, and we were proud that 95% of the candidates we backed won their races last November. To further our federal agenda, we traveled to DC many times. We did our annual fly-in. We gave congressional testimony and held meetings with key players important to our business. We also brought delegations down to Florida, showing our situation firsthand and helping folks better understand why Florida citrus and the viability of our industry matters. We know it's imperative to get new trees in the ground, so we put into motion amending the United States tax code to give growers an option to immediately expense the cost of planting. Although the House overwhelmingly passed the measure, Largely thanks to the leadership of Congressman Vern Buchanan, the bill unfortunately hit a snag in the Senate, despite the best efforts of Senators Marco Rubio and Bill Nelson. It often takes a few tries, and Florida Citrus Mutual is not giving up. We are already back at it and hope to get the tax measure passed this Congress. We also worked hard on the state and federal agency rollouts of planning incentive programs, such as the tree assistance, grove renovation, and the abandoned grove programs. 4 workshops were held across the state to help educate growers on getting these benefits. We are encouraged because these programs drew standing room only crowds and significant program participation. Labor has been and remains a top priority for Mutual. We remind policymakers every chance we get that the industry must have a reliable and an affordable workforce. Whether that means adjusting the current H-2A program or creating a better program, we strive to make the system work better for the Florida citrus grower. In November, Mutual coordinated the Harvesting Workforce Symposium with the United States Department of Labor and Wage and Hour Division out of Tampa. It was well received. We also love to do our clay shoot and crop estimate lunch. This year we attracted Senator Marco Rubio along with 200 other attendees. Later in the year we hosted the International Research Conference on HLB in Orlando. We had 500 scientists from 25 countries as well as regulators and many growers attend the event. At the conference, we energized our researchers and left them with the clear understanding that solutions to HLB will come not through their individual efforts alone, but through collaboration and by connecting the dots across many disciplines. Closer to home, Florida Citrus Mutual announced the sale of our Lakeland headquarters to Publix supermarkets. Mutual has occupied the same address for 68 years. And to quote Bobby F. McCowan, "Son, if those walls could talk." People we loved worked there, history was made there, and the decision from our boardroom shaped the Florida citrus industry. But with reduced staff and more tenants taking up the empty space, it was clear Mutual didn't need as big a space anymore. The silver lining of the sale is that it will put Mutual in a much stronger financial position to continue to serve Florida citrus growers. We remind ourselves that what we do and who we are as an organization is not tied to a building. Wherever we land, Mutual's mission and spirit will be alive. So with a lot of fond memories, and oh yes, quite a few boxes, we look forward to the next chapter in smaller quarters.
Mutual's work and policies are guided by a hard-working 21-member board of directors who volunteer their time to serve their fellow Florida citrus growers. My name is John Barbin, and I am proud to serve as president of this group of dedicated industry leaders. In addition to showing up for board business, many times we are asked for media interviews or to take part in trips to Tallahassee or DC to lobby on behalf of Mutual and to help with some of that tackling and blocking Mike mentioned. I can tell you that when asked, board members are universally generous with their time and are willing to step up. So thank you, board members, and in particular, thank you outgoing board members David Evans, Mike Monroe, and Bob Battaglia for your service and leadership. Bob's service is notable because he has been on the board for almost 30 years. That kind of continuity, commitment, depth of knowledge, and experience has been a rare gift to Mutual. We have elected 3 new board members who will soon join us: Greg Nelson, Bill Lennon, and Bill Lewin. We look forward to working with you gentlemen likewise for the next 30 years. The Mutual Board is tasked with overseeing budgets and finances. This job hasn't been an easy one because Mutual's revenues from dues reflect our smaller crops and the loss of many growers leaving the industry over the last few years. Budget cuts have been necessary, and I suspect they will continue to be. Fortunately, we are all learning to work smarter with less. So we hope you agree that the core service we provide members and the results we achieve are not compromised. Mutual's annual audit came back clean and our financial position remains strong. But to keep things going, we need your help. We ask everybody in this room today to please get out there, spread the word, and encourage all growers to join Mutual. Now is not the time for any growers to enjoy a free ride. Our programs work, our successes have and will continue to pay dividends. The investment in Florida Citrus Mutual is a sound one if your business plan includes staying in business. In closing, I want to congratulate our CEO, Mike Sparks, for being inducted into the Florida Citrus Hall of Fame this year. I've worked with Mike on a daily basis for a while now and know it is a well-deserved honor. He and the entire staff at Mutual show up every day and do an outstanding job representing us. The 2017-2018 season is right around the corner, and it is sure to be just as challenging as the last several seasons. So enjoy your favorite orange juice cocktail and take in the new water slides here at the Hyatt. Just not at the same time, Brother Wheeler, please. We want to be invited back. Don't hesitate to contact me, staff, or other board members with any questions, concerns, or suggestions you have. We are all here to serve. On behalf of the Florida citrus grower, Florida Citrus Mutual remains focused, committed, and making a difference.